We got ninjas, we got Bigfoot, and we got fast cars, man. What else do you need? NERDSoul. Late Ill Kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people? Today we're bringing together geek and hip hop like no other with thumbnails. That's right. It's all about animation. If you draw it and put it on the screen, we are there. So let's get started with a little guy by the name of Batman. That's right. Since we last spoke, Batman Ninja has dropped a couple new clips. There's one clip about like heroes assembling. The other clip shows like the first minute or so of the film. And I've got to say, I'm leaning towards good on this. You know, I'm Batmaned out. But in the heroes assemble clip, you see or you hear that they've been time jumped. So you know that this isn't a story kind of written in that day. You know that this is now a situation where people have been kind of like jumped into that time. And you have a discussion between Batman and of course the Bat family about how they're going to kind of handle this new situation. And while watching it, you get to see a lot of the, I guess you could say the frame rate animation on the movement, the lips. It is choppy in a way, but I think it's gonna end up serving the action well. And I'll get to that in a second. When you hear, I believe that's Nightwing talking. When Nightwing is talking, the lips don't look great, but at the same time, I was watching it on a computer screen. When I watch the movie, I'll be watching it on a TV screen. So that might have been, you know, what the difference was. But as far as the action and the frame rate, when you see the clip of like the first minute or two of the film, I think that kind of choppy-ishness look serves well with the action because you see Batman like falling. He's running around like the world is, or the building is bending. He's running around that. He's shooting his grappling hook. He's flying up. And it gives it like a distorted, cool kind of feel when the action is going on. So I think that's what they were looking for. And that's kind of the vein they're kind of like trying to like sit in, and that'll be their pocket for the whole film. We still haven't seen a fight scene yet outside of the, you know, of course, the trailer, but I'm on board. I know I say I'm Batmaned out, and I am, but this is a very interesting look at the character, a very interesting look for the character, and I think that it's worth a shot. The voice acting is on point. I did like seeing Catwoman getting a little love in there for like a second, and I like that Gorilla Grodd is having like this weird resurgence. I feel like on screen, now in the comics he pops and pops out, but on screen I feel like he's been getting a resurgence ever since the whole Flash thing. I feel like he's been getting some love on TV and the animation department, all that jazz. And I'm glad to see your boy getting some love because Gorilla Grodd actually is a decent villain. But outside that, the movie itself looks like it's going to shape up to be pretty cool. Just the character design keeps pulling me back in, and the choppiness when they're just talking looks weird to me. But when they're in action, like moving and running, it looks very cool. So guys, holla at me. I'm gonna holla at you. Down in them comments, let's talk about Batman Ninja. What did you like about the opening, you know, segment? Or what did you like about the heroes assemble part, or whatever that clip was? Because I think I'm leaning on to being down with this. So we got an icy fellow to talk about in just a moment. So I'm not gonna waste that time. I'm gonna let us talk about Batman just below because we gotta get to the snowman. So next up is WB again with Smallfoot. I'm not gonna mince words with this. This is definitely for the kids. You know, you have this animation coming through with this trailer, and it looks like nobody's really on Pixar or Disney's level when it comes to, and I say Pixar or Disney because it's pretty much the same animators, man. But I don't feel like other studios are on their level. I don't know what they're doing, why they're not copying. And not saying you got to copy, but just the look looks more, I guess, rudimentary, I guess if you could say. And maybe that's a bad word because it's not that it sucks. It just looks very kiddie. It looks, you know what? It looks like 3D animation for television. That's what I think it looks like. But, you know, you have this basic story. Of course, you have Bigfoot out in the, I guess the Alps or the Antarctica or wherever, Plane comes in and they're talking about Smallfoot, and of course humans to them are Smallfoot. So they're scared of Smallfoot, we're scared of Bigfoot. It does come off with some funny bits in the trailer. I'm glad there was not a fart joke in the trailer. I'm glad there wasn't a poop joke in the trailer. I'm glad there wasn't a butt joke in the trailer, because I feel like that's par for the course for kids animated films that aren't Pixar. I feel like they're like, yo, make somebody fart, and there it is. So I'm glad they didn't do that. I hope that the fish out of water story kind of crossing over works out, because of course on our side, you know, we have, well, you know what, hold up, they kind of did have a poop joke, now that I think about it, but they have their little society and the Bigfoot clan to, you know, that there's small feet people out there, and this girl had some toilet paper, and she was like, this must be the invisible wisdom or something, like, think of what they put on this paper. And so you know what, that was a poop joke. Matter of fact, I gotta ding you for that, Warner. It's horrible. Stop doing poop jokes. Kids, yes, poop is funny from time to time, but just stop using. It's almost like they have to have a check-off box of like fart joke, make fun of somebody's butt, and a poop joke. It's like, it's usually a fart joke and then something about a butt being too big for something, like maybe if someone's trying to sit down and the butt can't squeeze in it, and then a poop joke, maybe, I don't know, something about poop. So like, I don't know, poop's just around, all right? And guys, stop doing poop jokes. I mean, I know they're kids, but they can, I'm not saying it has to be the smartest comedy in the world, but they don't need poop jokes. But Smallfoot, if you have a young child, I think they'll enjoy it. As an adult, I'm not sure if there's gonna be I don't think there's gonna be a lot of redeeming qualities for you. But I do think the bits came off as funny outside of the poop joke, now that I think about it. So guys, holla at me, I'm gonna holla at you. Down in the comments, let's talk about, of course, Smallfoot. I'm on the fence. It looks like it might be one of those joints that are kind of a rental, but it might surprise me. Storks kind of surprised me when I thought it was gonna be whack, and it was kind of, it was above half for me. I think I ended up like three stars, 3.5, something like that. So you never know. You really never know. So let's talk down in them comments, and we gotta get to, of course, the fastest, the speediest, the quickest of the furious. But first, of course, Kiro Brand gonna help us pay them bills. Oh yeah, check that link below. Hats, shirts, hoodies, all that jazz. And once you find something you like, baby, cop it. Now, Netflix has gotten together with DreamWorks TV to produce an animated series for, of course, Fast and the Furious. Now, if you like your live action, we're doing all kinds of crazy stuff, and a lot of people are saying it's now turning into a cartoon. Well, guess what? It's definitely turning into a cartoon now. It's gonna follow Dominic's cousin, Tony. So Tony Toretto, you get TT, you get that alliteration in there, and he's gonna be recruited to get inside of this racing guild that kind of like uses the races to like hide criminal, you know, activities. So the government is going to hire Tony. He's going to go in there, probably going to be younger because of course this is, you know, aimed at children. So he'll probably be like upper teens or something like that. And, you know, he's going to be in there racing, figuring things out, you know, doing investigations. That's pretty much all we know at this time. But I'm into it. And you want to know why I'm into it? Because DreamWorks has put in the work. Yeah, I know. They put in the work with their animation on Netflix for me to trust them. Troll Hunter, which I'm not a fan of, I do think it looks great. And of course, Voltron, you know how I feel about Voltron. I love that. So from what we get from DreamWorks TV, I think it's worth it, man. I think it's worth a shot. Fast cars are always cool, no matter what. This will be great for the Fast and Furious franchise because you'll have young kids be able to be like, yo, I saw the movie and now I gotta wait 2-3 years for the movie. What can I do until then? I can watch the show. And if the show is dope, if they got top quality, you know, voice animation, voice acting, and then top quality animation to go with it, which I believe they will, I think it's gonna be worth a shot, man. I think it's gonna be worth a shot to see how they work this out. You know, how close they play towards the children or towards the adults with this. And how they move the story along parallel to the movies. Like if they're gonna be canon with each other, or if they're just gonna be kind of like hints of, oh, you know, my cousin does things, but they're not like you know, oh, did you know this happened? And they're like kind of like building towards each other instead of kind of like one staying down here and one staying up here. So am I for it? Yeah. And I think you should be for it too, because Fast and Furious, come on, man. We all need something to just eat popcorn too sometimes. So holla at me, I'm gonna holla at you. Down in them comments, let's talk about Fast and the Furious, the animated series. Tony Toretto, man, brand new character. We gonna see how he looks, what's going on, and or maybe it's a girl. Maybe it's like Shay Tonya, and it's a girl, but she just goes Tony for short. Never know. Shay Tonya. That'll work. That sound S-H-A is an accent before the A, and T-O-N-I-A. Shay Tonya, but then they just call it Tony on short. So guys, get down in the comments. Let's talk about Fast and Furious. Let's talk about Smallfoot if you're into poop jokes. And of course, let's talk about Batman Ninja if you're not tired of Bruce Wayne just yet. So before I bounce, I'm gonna tell you guys to hit up ThatNERDSoul.com. That's right, check me out right there. All my videos from the oldest, newest, latest, greatest, and all that. Then hit up shop.ThatNERDSoul.com and pick yourself up a t-shirt player. And don't forget to get one for them playettes. Then come back here, like, comment, subscribe, and share that NERDSoul. That's right, there's no better way that I can show people that you like what you are watching. So, LA, what up? VA, what up? RVA, you got my heart. And please be good to yourselves. Please be good to each other. And remember, never trust Gorilla Grodd around technology. God, y'all never learn. Peace.